G'day there you lot, welcome back in my shed. I'm BC. Another video starting today, but it could run over a few days. I'm calling it Chasing 0.01. I've got it down to 2 to 3 hundredths of a millimetre now in the cylinder grinder, and I found a few faults. The main one was I had it in the mode where the centre is rotating and not dead, and to get the best accuracy out of these machines you have a latch that you wind in on the back that goes into a dog clutch to lock the centre in the workhead, because you can still drive off the drive dog by removing another drive key. Bit of a complex setup, but I finally got my head around it, and running between dead centres is supposed to give you that little bit extra, so I'm chasing a little bit there. I found out that it's much better, in my opinion, to set the workpiece up after it's ground with a dial indicator off the front of the shaft, because that's giving you actuals, how the machine sees the work rather than how the micrometer sees the work. I don't know if that's going to be any better, but I'll give it a bit of a test run, and then if I get any success I'll bring you in and you can have a look at the final grind. Talk to you then. And yes, it is a little bit noisy here, but that's the best view I can get without getting in my way or getting the camera splashed. So we're chasing that 0.001 millimetre, and it's a bit humorous really, because I'm trying to go by the sound of the wheel and I'm bloody deaf. Okay, we'll give it another hour or two to go in. Sorry, tenth of a hour or two. There we are, that's 2/10 off the diameter. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I am running it as a dead centre machine now, and surprisingly, at the workhead end of the shaft, it had a little bit of run out. When it first touched off, it looked like about 1/10 of a thou. So that's the difference between running a live centre and a dead centre. It sparked out at that end, so as I expected or wanted, it's taking more off this end. Surface finish is quite good. The material is very soft, as was suspected by one of the viewers a couple of days ago. And I say that because as I mic it up, the mic anvils damage the material quite readily. Or easily, whichever is the better way to say it. This definitely is taking more off this end, so I'm praying it'll come good this time. Okay, I'll put another tenth on it. I'm only going up a fairest part of the time because I want to try and take the minimum possible to get an accurate reading and to learn a bit more about how fine you can grind with the machine. They're still growing sparks, yeah. So it's just now become cylindrical at that end. I'm quite happy with how it's progressing, but it's the micrometer that will tell the story. And this could be the last tenth needed. After this I'll just give it a spark out pass, then turn the noise off. Yeah, it's still grinding there, so I'll just spark it out on the way back. You just see tiny sparks under it. It's just probably only licking about half a tenth of a thou off the job now. Okay, I stopped the table traverse, I've wound the feed handle out by one turn, turned the fluid off, and that will allow the wheel to sling all the fluid out, I hope. Less messy on me when it starts up next time. Turn the work head off. And that's one of the hard things about learning to drive a new machine, getting the correct operational procedure. And I really want to with this machine because it could kill me if I get it wrong. I'll run it for another minute to fling the water out and then bring you back in as we mic it up. Okay, let's have a measure up. Two 2827. 2826. 2825. 2824.5. Okay, well that's got me stymied. I swiveled the paddle by 1.5 hundredths of a mil. It's had very, very little effect, although I am dealing with a fairest part of the measurement. Yep, 2827. To 826. 2825. Okay guys, we achieved 1/100th of a millimetre improvement. Not as much as I would expect, but maybe chasing those last 200ths were the hard part. So at the moment I have some beautiful baked salmon and spuds waiting for me at home, and that takes precedence over the next session of this. So come back after lunch, we'll give it another grind, see if we can't get any better. Bye for now. Well guys, thank God the fan's a little bit quiet right now. What I'm trying to do is get that needle to move 1/100th of a millimetre or 1 division anti-clockwise. I'm just lightly tapping the handle on the adjuster screw. Trouble is with a bit of stick slip, nothing happens, and then it'll be twice as much as you bloody want. Bugger me, I'm 90% of it there. That's enough for me. Okay, I'll lock it up there and we'll give it another grind. Well guys, I'll finish it up here. Nothing really to show you today. You saw the table moved 1/100 of a millimetre. Yeah, well, it's exactly the same on the bar. 2 1/100ths difference in diameter from end to end. However, after I took about half a thou cut, the bloody shaft bananaed. Why about half a thou? So it is a soft piece of shit. There was no heat, there was coolant on. I can't understand it. I could understand the discrepancy if there's a bit of rubbish in the centres or something like that, but I haven't touched them or cleaned them or added grease since we started this morning. And also the bends in the middle, not at one end. So I just found it, as soon as I took about a thou off the diameter, I started to cut on one side only in the middle. So it's got me scratching my head. I've got some hydraulic bar out in the bay, so I'll see if I can cut a piece off that and put it up, but I'm spending too much time on this, and every time I run it I've got to put the end wheel guard on, and yeah, it's costing me a lot of time. I've got to get this riding car out of here and get my shed back. So I'll leave you with that for now. We didn't get to 1/100th or 1/100th of a millimetre, but we're still sitting on 2, and that's not bad for an old fart first time around on a machine nearly as old as him. So please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next round.